SoCal Spotlight takes us to a little city that's been growing by leaps and bounds since 1990.
That's right. KCAL News reporter Alex Biston is live at Hemet this morning. Alex, I hear you're hanging out with the dinosaurs this morning.
Max, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
Yes, Max and Xena, to be specific. Good morning, Rachel, Sheba and Jamie. You know, we're at the Western Science Center, and, you know, this is home to over 100,000 fossils that are local to Hemet, too. So I want to bring in collections manager Brittany. Brittany, tell us a little bit about the Western Science Center.
Yeah, so the Western Science Center is a natural history museum here in Hemet, California. We opened in 2006. We were originally built to house the fossils, the 100,000 fossils that came out of Diamond Valley Lake and the excavation project that coincided with its construction. So that includes mammoths and mastodons like Xena and Max. It also included things like camels, horses, giant ground sloths, and all sorts of really interesting prehistoric animals that were here in Hemet. So these are our prehistoric neighbors.
And I find it so unique that this is all local. I mean, all of these fossils are from here. So this is Xena. Xena is a mammoth, right?
Yep, Xena is a mammoth, so that's a kind of prehistoric elephant. And then we also have Max, who is one of the largest mastodons on the West Coast. He is.
This is Max right here.
This
Max
is Xena.
is right.
This is Xena.
Oh, this is Xena. This is Max.
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
Max.
Yes.
Oh, no, you're good. And
here we go.
He is a mastodon, which is another kind of prehistoric elephant.
Yes.
So they're related to mammoths, but they're not exactly the same. But we had both here in Hemet. And so, yep, these are local fossils.
Let's talk about the community outreach. I mean, you were telling me how a lot of kids from all over the Inland Empire come here. There's even a school that's just a few feet away. Talk about that community outreach.
Yeah, the community has really embraced the museum in multiple ways. So we have multiple community events every year that are super well attended, including our Science Saturdays and the Inland Empire Science Festival, which really tries to showcase local science. The community also always shows up for our annual fundraiser, Science Under the Stars, which supports the museum financially throughout the year. And so our community really has embraced the museum. We consider ourselves a regional museum. We have fossils from Hemet. We also have fossils from across the Inland Empire, and at this point, from across the country. To the point where we have people visiting from across the country, including other scientists who come from across the world to study the fossils here in Hemet.
I love that. It's so cool. I feel like I'm learning so much from Brittany this morning. We were having a whole conversation before this, too, about everything that you can learn here at the Western Science Center. So, Brittany, thank you so much. And coming up, we're going to go to the Ramona Bowl Amphitheater, talking about the cool play that you can see there. It's been running for 101 years. So that's coming up on SoCal Spotlight. We'll send it back to you.
Let's get to story number 9 now. Our SoCal Spotlight heads back to the Inland Empire to show off a city with a rich history and even richer culture. Hemet is on the rise, but historians don't want people to forget its past. KCAL News reporter Alex Biston live at the Hemet Museum, where the city is celebrated every day. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Amy. Good morning to you. Yes, it is all about culture, and you can really dive deep here at the Hemet Museum. It used to be an old train station, and now it holds artifacts, old photos, clothing, fossils, yearbooks, you name it. So I want to bring in Darlene and Richard. You guys are curators here at the museum. I want you to tell me a little bit about the museum. Tell me a little bit about the history.
Well, we're not curators. Docents and office manager. Curator is one that takes care of all the displays. So the museum started about 25 years ago. We're in the oldest building in town. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I mean, just tell us about some of the things that people can find here.
Oh, they can find all kinds of stuff. There's family history here. There's old hotel history here. There's everything here.
It's been really cool. I've been here for about an hour or so, and just to walk around and see all the history. Richard, I want to bring you in here, and I asked Richard when I walked in, I said, Richard, I want you to show me one of your favorite items here. Richard, why don't you show us what your favorite item is?
It's over here in this display case. It is the register of visitors to the Hemet Hotel back in 1903. So it shows the name of the individual, where they are from, which nights they were staying.
I know, and yeah, I think Tony's zooming in. You can see Sunday, February 8th, that's 1903. You can see all of the names there. People from Pittsburgh, San Jacinto. You can see Los Angeles, and then Monday, February 9th, 1903. Anyways, it just, you're right, Richard. This is very cool. Tell us about some of the people that come here to learn about the history of their community.
There is a lot of people who come from the community. There are also people coming from outside of the community. Mostly people who have lived here, never came to the museum, and now come back for a visit, and then they decide to finally come to the museum and see what it has. And they're really very impressed by all of the different displays and the artifacts we have on display.
And Darlene, I want you to tell me, where do you guys get all this stuff?
Family donations. People bring in donations from different area families. So.
And do every day? I mean, how often do you guys get new stuff?
Oh, we get new stuff a lot. We have so much we can't even put out. We have so much back there. So.
Well, thank you so much, Darlene and Richard. We appreciate it. Someone's already here to explore, again, the history of Hemet. It is here at the Hemet Museum. And if people want to come, again, how can they find out information?
We are open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11 to 3.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And Amy, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Alex, thanks so much. Looks like a lot of fun out there.
Spring is really fighting to make its presence felt here in Southern California. Nature is calling the curious outdoors to finally explore.
Yes, and the city of Hemet in the Inland Empire has a vast array of iconic wonders that will take hikers and outdoor enthusiasts to new heights. KCAL News reporter Alex Biston is live at Diamond Valley Lake in Hemet with today's SoCal Spotlight. And this is a beautiful sight,
That's
even with
pretty,
the cloud cover.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful sight. You know what? I've been exploring Hemet all morning, and this one, you know, being here at Diamond Valley Lake, it takes a little bit of an imagination, right? Because it's cold. It's a little drizzly this morning. It's cloudy, but I'm just having thoughts of summer, of taking a boat out here, going fishing, and just enjoying everything that Diamond Valley Lake has to offer. So I want to bring in Rebecca. You are with the Metropolitan Water District, and your spokesperson. Tell us a little bit about the lake and the history of the lake.
Yes, so we are here at Diamond Valley Lake. This is Southern California's largest reservoir. The Metropolitan Water District built this reservoir in the 1990s to store water during wet years for use during drought years. So this water is this reservoir is a really important element of making sure that people across Southern California have water during drought.
And that's very important, too. There is so much that people can do here. Talk about all of the activities that people come out here to do.
Yeah, so in addition to being this really important part of our water supply, there is an amazing amount of opportunities to recreate out here. There is more than 20 miles of hiking trails, so you can hike, you can bike, you can rent e-bikes to bike around the reservoir. You bring your own bike. There's also boating. You can bring your own boat. You can rent a pontoon boat. There's fishing here. A lot of people come out for the bass and trout fishing, really popular here. So there's a lot of opportunities out here to recreate.
And what's really important, if you were tuning in earlier, we were at the Western Science Center talking about all the fossils, and you were mentioning, hey, all of the fossils, or most all of the fossils, there's 100,000 of them, by the way, came from here.
Yeah, so when we built this reservoir in the 90s, it's naturally a really great place to build a reservoir, just geologically a great place, but it still involved a lot of digging. And during the course of that digging, they uncovered all kinds of amazing, fascinating archaeological finds, mastodon, mammoth, sloth. Some of the things that you saw at the Western Science Center were uncovered here. So it was really kind of a fascinating thing as they were doing that construction project to find all of these amazing things about the history of the valley.
That is fascinating. It really is, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Yeah, we met Max and Zena. Yep, Max those were the two. The mammoth and the mastodon, both found here at Diamond Valley Lake. So very cool. Yeah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So we're here at Diamond Valley Lake, and next we're headed to downtown Hemet. We are going to the Hemet Museum. So we've been running around all morning, but our last stop again, Hemet Museum, and that's coming up at 10 a.m. Back to you.
I can't wait for the next stop. It is gorgeous out there. actors and performers seeking a long career in drama usually head to Hollywood.
Yeah, but our SoCal Spotlight this morning showcases a city that claims to be the home of America's longest continuously running drama called Ramona.
Oh.
KCAL News reporter Alex Biston is live at the Ramona Bowl Amphitheater in Hemet, where performances have been running since 1920. Is it 3, Alex?
Yes, Jamie and Shiva, good morning to you. 1923, can you believe that? I mean, it's really cool when you kind of break it down and you realize how long this has been such a staple in the community. It's the Ramona Pageant, and if you live in Hemet, you definitely know about it. And the people that organize this say it's a hidden gem, but they don't want it to be a hidden gem because it's just so beautiful. I mean, when you see the video, and people in this community have been involved in this pageant for generations. It's incredible. So I'm on actually the stage this morning, and I want to bring in Lori, and we've got a host of people here that are involved in the Hemet community to tell us a little bit more about this pageant and you know, what it means to the community. So tell us a little bit about the story of Ramona.
The story of Ramona began with a book that was written in 1884 by Helen Hunt Jackson, very, very upset about the treatment of Indian tribes throughout the country. So she wrote first A Century of Dishonor, which she handed to every congressman, and they did nothing. She came out here and did a report, and then they did nothing. So she decided to write a book called Ramona that would move hearts and minds, and it absolutely did. Thousands of people came to California because of it, and in 1923, our community decided to do a play, and it was set right here, and those seats up there were rocks, and people sat on the rocks and came dressed to the nines and were amazed. And ever since then, we've been doing it right here in this amphitheater.
And I think it's really awesome that you guys talk about generations being involved in this. Do you guys want to talk a little?
Well, it's incredible where you have families whose grandparents and great-grandparents have participated, who have done different parts in the play, and they just continue to come back and are involved year after year after year. It's amazing.
And let's talk about this outdoor setting for a minute, because this is beautiful. I mean, you can see the flowers, the greenery. It's just nestled up against the mountains. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, Dennis is our director, and he can tell you
Dennis,
how
you want to
it's
tell us
set.
about that?
Yeah, this represents a rancho in 1850. And the place celebrates 3 cultures of California, the Native American, the Spanish Mexican, and the pioneer culture. So we recreate 1850 California right here. We have over 300 people in the cast. The youngest actor is 5 years old. The oldest is 94. We have cowboys that come down from the hills. We have Native American dancers, Spanish dancers. It's just a rich expression of California culture, and we use every bit of this. And this play has been on this site since April of 1923, and it's all community volunteers, and they love it.
So much history here. And before we leave, Jackie, I want to get to you too. Jackie, you're part of the city council. Can you tell us, you know, for those that want tickets, it's running right now, right?
Yes. It runs this next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then the first weekend in May. And I have the pleasure of being one of the greeters for people. And last week I talked to 2 women that hadn't been here since they were in the 4th grade performance. Every year we have an educational 4th grade performance for many of the schools in the area. And these ladies were probably in their 50s, 60s, and they hadn't been here for that long. But and I just want to say, Lori loves to say this too. Our city manager, Mark Prestwich, he was what we call a rock Indian. So besides the cowboys coming down here, we have rock Indians that pop up during the performance, and everybody's like, whoa, where did they come from? So they hide out up there, and it's really a wonderful production.
We love to hear that. Jackie, thank you so much, and thank you all of you for being out here. So yes, the Ramona is going on now. You can get tickets online. We'll send it back to you.
Well, so much interesting history. Very cool.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Alex.
Alex.